So much more information. I thought we had a lot less, but apparently there's loads. We are missing like a whole bunch of blocks though. Oh, is there new in block 9? The new wife, the new girl. This is probably just a bunch of jealous junk. I'm just gonna show it. New wife moved in.
Driving me insane.
Unless you can help me study. A little
isn't enough. It was farther down.
I know. I'm just clicking this. I missed whatever it was. I think it was the new friendship. No, the new girl.
Yeah.
Dear's mother, a new girl. She's 13. I don't like her. Good question.
Good question.
Like mines. Okay, override. Don't I have to like put in my password first?
Just type it in.
Yeah.
Space.
I did. Help. Help me.
That's how you spell it.
Yeah, that seems like it to me. Decrypty. I'm sorry, I like things being a lot more fun than they usually are. Block. Nope, block 7.
Yay!
Are there other blocks?
Very well. These really hard for me to read. I haven't seen mine since I wrote them, and I haven't seen my family's, well, ever. Well, I think I found. Here, I've added some. Just please read them.
Will do, it's what we're here for.
If you want to know the whole story, these entries will explain.
The Nightmarish Bride. Oh, are you ever gonna find out what they did to her?
Yep.
Hyel Ming Jung. It seems that in the last year I spent visiting my parents. Everything has gone to hell, my husband's family, without us knowing. Clearly, I never should have left. He has an idea, but he doesn't understand just how bad things have gotten. When he left, it all seemed under control. The pale bride would be out of right age to be married to the emperor soon enough, and we would be able to use that connection to bring favor to the family. A good plan, except it turns out the pale bride's not even close to ready for marriage. Age has nothing to do with it. The maturity is what she lacks. When she first awoke, right before I left, she seemed a little confused. That was hardly unexpected. She had a whole new family to get accustomed to, and it seemed obvious enough that anyone born so far in the past would have some difficulty adjusting to modern life. But this is far beyond that. There's something wrong with that child. When I got back, the first thing Young Suk's wife did was tell me about how sorry she was for not being able to control the child. I rolled my eyes. If a grown woman couldn't handle someone her age, how are you going to raise my grandson like that? I asked. She was quiet and let me see the pale bride for myself. The first time I saw Young Suk try to get her to do something as simple as sort out his laundry, she wasn't just disobedient, she was openly defiant. When I stepped in to admonish her, she was absolutely no effect. All she did was argue back at me. I tried every approach I could think of, appealing to fillies, explaining how important a virtue of obedience was, even trying to appeal to sentimentality, everything. She just kept saying the same thing, that it wasn't fair to make her do it. Here's Yerba's concern, and that's what I said to her. Are you going to tell your husband he's not being fair when he wants something from you? I thought that would put some sense into her, but no, she just answered, yes, there's no sense in her. And this unruly child could possibly be marriageable. Not like this. She'd be sent back within a day, and with good reasons. What man could possibly want a nightmare like her in his life? I would if I were a man.
Mother, huh?
Psh.
I know what to say about her, even now. This is the first time I read what she wrote, and it's just, well, there's more. Here, read them for yourself.
Tinkle. Let's think of a song.
Dear Diary, the good news is, health-wise, I seem to be doing much better this month. I'm sure this isn't a permanent thing. It's happened before. I can't really remember how the doctor from the past explained it anymore, but he said it was pretty normal, not something to get my hopes up about. Still, some days this month, I actually had enough energy to want to move around. Not that I can move around, of course. I can't leave the house. A good girl shouldn't, is what everyone keeps saying. But I have the energy to, at least, and that's something. The big news is that the woman who's supposed to be my adopted mother came back. I didn't really see her much before she left. I might as well have been meeting a new person. I wish I could say I had high hopes for her, that I had thought that maybe she'd be fine. That'd be a lie, though. I knew she'd be as bad as the rest of them. The moment I saw her, and she was. Of course she was. She's even worse than sister-in-law. She gives these awful lectures. I can't even describe them. They're that horrible. She's that horrible.
Ooh. If you're so worried, why don't you just explain everything to her simply and rationally? Jung-Soo asked me. My response is obvious. She's a woman. We're not particularly rational. He said, you know what I mean. I could hardly do it. I'm coming from a woman. Perhaps she will understand that it's for her own good. Maybe, I said, doubting it. But I tried anyway. She took her time arriving after I summoned her in my room. Can we speak? I asked her, trying to keep my voice calm. She glared, then snapped, fine. I asked her to sit down, but she refused. Look, I said, trying to speak to her as an equal. I still didn't think my husband was right, but it was worth trying. I've been told you'd rather be called Hyunai. Is that right? She said yes, bitterly, not giving me much to go on. That's a very pretty name, I said. Thanks, she said, but her voice was still unfriendly. My parents gave it to me. I said, you must miss them very much. She nodded. I don't understand, Hyunai. Were you so difficult with them, too? No, she said. They were nice. They actually cared about me. They're nothing like you people. I sighed. I care about you, Hyunai. You're part of our family. You're kin. Your parents were our ancestors, and I know that they think it very important that we raise you right. If you want to be a bad unfilial daughter and treat us without any respect, well, you wouldn't be the first. You really think an old woman like me really cares that much about your opinion of me? I thought maybe I'd try appealing to her selfishness. Her marriage is important to the family, but clearly she doesn't care about filiality. Billy's. It's you I'm worried about. Do you think any husband is really going to put up with the way you are, even for a second? She kept glaring at me. That's all you keep talking about. Marriage, marriage, marriage. I'm 14. I'm 14 years old. What's wrong with you? What does everything have to be about some man? Why do I have to marry somebody that you picked? She screamed at me. I remained calm. You are going to be a royal concubine, you and I. We're not dumping you off with just anyone. There's no better man. I don't know if you're already engaged in the past, but your parents would do the same if they could. That's what's best for you. They would want this. No, they wouldn't, she shrieked. They'd want me to grow up. They want me to be an independent woman. That's what Mom and Dad thought was important. I don't want to be a concubine. I don't care about marriage. An independent woman? They wanted you to be a whore? I asked. My patient had run as thin as anyone's would. I didn't believe for a second any husband's ancestors were monsters she'd make out to be, and she was sick, and I was sick of this. Get out. I snapped. Just get out.
Are you showing me that because you want to see more from her?
That's not why.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I don't know what to say. She was cruel. So cruel. Now that I've read her perspective, it doesn't change anything. Fine, she actually believed what she was saying. That doesn't make all of it right. I hate her. I don't care if she's long dead. I don't care if I was the one who did it. I still hate her. I hate her, 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 I hate her!
It's okay, honey. It's okay. Calm down. Hugs time. Hugs time. Oh, wait. You're in a computer. Dang.
Oh, jeez, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to work myself up like that.
It's okay. You've had a long time to sleep, but not a long time to process.
You don't pity her, do you?
Nope.
Good. Me neither.
I'm not really like that.
That's what I had to live with. Reading what she wrote, she honestly believed that. It just reminds me of how I ended up thinking, how I completely gave up. I believed her attitude. She tried to wear me down. She succeeded. She doesn't deserve pity, and I did deserve what she did to me. I could never forgive her, ever.
I don't think it has anything to do with deserving.
I I'm really glad you understand.
Sure.
Sorry, I've calmed down now. It's just hard to think about even now.
It's not all that old to you.
I really do hate her.
Even though it's been 600 years and ow, my ankle.
I'm assuming she's the one who made Honey Mew. There's more! There was one big fight I had with her. The one that changed everything. The one I finally lost. My diary makes it sound really dramatic. I know, I was young at the time, but it really was. Just read it. It's exactly how it went.
You were the wife.
Okay, hold on.
I need to move this aside.
What?
Oh, my laptop was on my lap.
Yeah.
I need to rub my ankle. Go on.
Dearest Mother, my mother-in-law has relieved me of any responsibility for looking after the pale bride. As a matter of pride, I feel bad that a simple child is too much for me to handle, but I'm certainly glad she's not my problem anymore. Now I can put my undivided attention back where it belongs, onto my husband and his ambitions. Tell me though, Mother, because I know we didn't always get along that well. I was never that bad, was I? Sure, we were both happy when I moved out. Well, perhaps I wasn't happy right away. I was more scared. But I'm sure you were relieved to have some space. But you would have never given up on me, right? I was never that bad, was I? Deep down I worry. My husband seems content to take his time to have children, and which is a decision I can certainly live with. But what about when we do? What if we have a daughter? Will I fail with her, too? I've been telling myself that it's not me, it's her. She's a particularly unruly child, and it's not ordinarily that bad. It's not, right? Please tell me I have nothing to worry about. Please? You know, I never did like her.
I couldn't tell.
When I woke up, she was just this awful person who kept saying the most awful things. Never as bad as Mother, but still. I didn't read any of her letters when I was alive, of course. But you know what really surprised me?
What?
She made such an awful impression on my life. I hated her the most for so long. And she barely even ever mentioned me. All my suffering, it was just a minor distraction to her, nothing more. Insignificant compared to her man.
He's okay.
There's one more from her that you should read. I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know how to feel about her. There's just one thing that I keep thinking, though. Just one thing. I have no idea what her name was.
Aww. I don't think she really cared.
Dear Diary, everything managed to spiral out of control so quickly today. I wasn't planning on it happening this way, but here's the point where I make my stand, I guess. It sounds dramatic, but I won't just let them marry me off to some stranger. I won't let them. Just before dinner yesterday, my mother told me that I had to go do an interview with some man, the emperor, I guess, for all I care. The way she put it, it was, I'd get a chance to see that he's a man you could fall in love with, or something stupid like that. As if, I said in response, and I spent the rest of the evening thinking about what I could possibly do to make it clear I wouldn't let them do this. This morning, after breakfast, sister-in-law showed up in my room. Good morning, she said. Today's a big day for you, isn't it? Mother-in-law wanted me to help you get dressed and all made up. You'll want to make a good first impression after all. I glared at her and summoned all my courage. No, I said. What? She asked. No, I'm not going. She left. The mother herself came in. This was it. I told myself. This is the big moment. I'm not going, I said. Before she could say anything, I'm not going to get dressed up. I'm not going to meet him, and I'm definitely not going to get married, I shouted. For a moment she said nothing and didn't move. Then she left, too, without saying a word. I thought that would feel good, but it didn't. Just made me worry more. I couldn't have possibly won that easily, I thought. And I hadn't, of course. After a few minutes, she returned with Father, who looked incredibly angry. Ming-jun says you refusing to get ready for your interview, he said. Yeah, I stammered, not used to talking to him. I won't go, and I won't get married. He walked over in just 2 strides and glared at me for a second. I had no idea what he was going to do. Then he slapped me in the face so hard that I remember. Yes, you will, he said. I'll drag you there kicking and screaming if I have to. My face in so much pain, I forced myself to sit back up. I won't, I said, braced myself for if he hit me again. He did. Yes, you will, he said. I couldn't keep this up. It already hurt so much. I couldn't just brave that out. Then it came out. If you make me do the interview, he said, I'll tell the Emperor that you've been conspiring behind his back. It was all I could think of, and all I could do was cross my fingers and hope it worked. It stared at me, and in that moment I knew it worked. The two of them looked at each other, and then they both left together. That was 3 hours ago. I don't know what's going to happen now. I think my face is swollen. It still hurts, and I didn't want to go that way. That's me, taking my stand.
Ooh, and then they made it so she can't talk, so she can never say.
I'll get to that. But for now, please, just look at everything else first.